How's it, guys? Welcome to another installment of the Football Gods. I'm with my guys. Good luck, Kamza. How's it?
Thanks, man. Thank you for having us.
Oh
Be
God, oh God,
fantastic.
oh God.
Yeah. Uh, I think we must just get straight into it. I don't even want to sugarcoat, what the hot topic is right now. Your boy, CR7, Pelego, I'll let you, as the resident Man United fan, open the ceremony up. What are your thoughts?
Hey, dude, like, there's a reason why I think the universe just knows how to communicate with me when something bad is happening in the universe. First of all, I've overslept today. I don't know why I didn't set my alarm. And then I wake up to this storm, after I went to sleep, you know, being inspired by a future star, Garnacho, which I rate very highly, winning the match for us, only to wake up to the storm of Ronaldo. Is we all, I'm sure, looking forward to the start of the World Cup. Everyone is now that excitement is kicking in. Timing is the worst. That I don't think, yeah, I don't have a lot of words to say. I know I'm saying a lot a bit now, but yeah, he's just really disappointed me. Yeah, he's a legend. We'll always appreciate what he's done, but nah, the timing and yeah, just the way he's going out, not good at all. Like, there's no need for him to do that. Like, really, I don't know how anyone can think that what he's done is justifiable in any sense. He's really just made it about himself. He's not been he's not been showing anything on the pitch, even when he's been on the pitch, to justify that he's been mistreated or disrespected. So yeah, can't wait to see the back of him.
Kamza, your thoughts?
Man, I saw a little bit of the snippets. For me, it's a two-way street, right? I know everyone is disappointed that Ronaldo said those things, and rightfully so. I understand why everyone is disappointed. But also, I'm looking at it on a human level, you know? The man is very frustrated, not because of, I don't think it's footballing issues. I think personally that him playing football, not obviously 5 minutes, he's looking for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes because he puts in the work, but that's his escape from the real problems that he has at home. The man has lost his baby, you know, this year, and he hasn't felt any empathy from his club. He doesn't feel loved. He's going through the most. It's a psychological problem. And then just to mount on that, he gets benched, even though he trains every day. And then he gets criticized by his former colleagues, such as Wayne Rooney and them. I don't think, I don't think he deserves that. But also, the way he also reacts doesn't warrant what they say. I mean, it doesn't warrant his reactions.
So it's quite an interesting perspective that you've introduced there. And here's my thing, right? I think you can justify anything in the world, right? You can justify the worst thing in the world with something that is reasonable and makes sense. So I hear you about the things that he's going through, whatever, and you're probably right, right? And I'm not saying we shouldn't like consider those things, but it's also like, okay, fine, like everyone goes through stuff, but like, does that mean that we shouldn't still like call them out on like bullshit or whatever? You know what I mean? Because like Nicola was saying, like he's just somehow made it about himself again. Like, and here is my thing. Like, I think there's a time and place. And like, look, I don't want to gaslight him and invalidate his feelings, right? If that's how he feels, that's how he feels. And like talking about something is healthy, right? The thing that I just question is the timing of this whole thing. Like he like it's almost like premeditated precipitated in a way. I think he's been holding this in for like a while, and he's just like, you know, let me wait until just before the World Cup and just before like the season break or whatever, where maybe because I mean he's been trying to force himself out since I mean when June the transfer window back then. So maybe now he's like, okay, now I'm gonna do something drastic that's gonna force these guys to like, you know, release me, I guess. But my question is like, at what cost? Like, is it worth it? Like, are you that desperate to leave? Like, is the situation that toxic? I guess from his perspective, like, is he? And look, maybe one can say, yeah, considering his age, maybe he knows that yo, these are his last years. He wants to play as much football as possible, right? And I can understand that. But then, like, do you want to play your last football just for the sake of enjoying football for the last time before you retire? Or do you want, is it also like an ego thing? Do you think you can still play football at this level? So you leaving, you want to go to MLS or to UAE or whatever, or do you think like you should be going to another top team kind of thing? So like there's just all of these things that are probably floating in his mind, and you know like the frustration is just built up, and then he felt rather incorrectly that this was the way I guess for him to release it. So yeah, man, like I really wonder what the mood is going to be like going into the World Cup. I don't know, Abu Bruno and them, how they're going to react to him, and how and like the kind of energy he'll be taking into the Portugal squad. Like, is it also ideal for their preparations for the World Cup? I really don't know. I really don't think it was well thought out by him, man.
Okay, so I just have a few things on a couple of things you mentioned. So, like I said, just because he's going through whatever he's going through, it doesn't warrant any of his actions. I need to specifically say that and call it out. You can never justify the things that he's been doing, especially as a professional that he is, and especially as experienced as he is, because he's old. This man has been playing soccer for the longest of time, the highest level, and he's been the best. So he definitely knows what is being professional. There's no way he hit it for this long that is so childish. No way. So I'm saying we are being faced with a Ronaldo that's obviously against time, one. Two, he still believes he has it, but he actually doesn't have the pace. You know, he might have the technical ability, but he doesn't have the pace. And third point is that he actually just realized he's not versatile. So he can't play midfield. And when you can't play midfield at that age and you still expect to be a striker, my man, if you're not banging in the goals, then no one will be playing. But I think the last part is the most important one. Ronaldo is getting the money he deserves at Man United. He's the highest paid player in the whole EPL at that age, man. That's also quite insane. But to show this is not even about money, one. Two, I also don't think it's even about football, man. I personally just think it's his personal life, and I'll tell you why I say so. Obviously, I don't know Ronaldo personally, but from my point of view, when things have been going so well for you, like for example, let's talk about Ronaldo. Yeah, Ronaldo himself. Things have been going so well for him. Like, let's be honest, besides in his younger years, from the age of 17, he's been getting almost everything he wants, right? The last thing that's on your mind when your ego is so big, your arrogance is so high, your net worth is that high, is losing a baby. He didn't expect it. No one expects it. So he's probably going, the mighty Ronaldo, why do I deserve this? You know, he's questioning, he's going through that. That's what's happening to him, to be honest. And he's just lashing out like a little child in terms of things that are happening. And it's so unfortunate that also Man United are not aware. Let me not say they're not aware. They're not trying to, how can I say, guide or contain the situation as much as possible. You know?
Yeah,
I'd also that really fully their responsibility. I don't think so. Ronaldo is an adult. He's a professional. He signed a contract. So if the coach says, I'm not playing you, you shouldn't be getting mad. The coach knows what's best for the club for that game in particular. And when the coach says, I need you in the last 5 minutes, he knows what he's doing. You need to trust him. It's as simple as that. And Ronaldo is out here acting like just because he's been coached by Sir Alex Ferguson, no other coach is worthy of telling him which directions to take. And that's not on. You're a player, you sign a contract as a player. Accept directions from the coach. Simple as that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think very fair point, guys. To be honest, I think it also plays into, we've mentioned this with Mbappe before, that Man United also, created this. Like as much as, we can point these fingers at him and, his reaction and all of this, but it's so ironic. Like it's just befitting of how Man United have got a lot of things wrong in the past few years. This is just the crowning moment of like, yeah, you guys have been on the wrong path. And I think as much as the timing and all the fallout of all of this is all unfortunate, but I also think that it's gonna be an instigation of something about Man United, that things need to really change fundamentally. He's actually done them in a way a favor, because he's brought to light of how things have dropped. There's a line that he said, that even if the change has to come with me being like an example, being made an example, that's that undertone in what he says. He's like sacrificing, like, I have to bring out all these things. I'm surfacing everything out, as selfish as it is, but I really believe there's a lot of truth in what he said, but it doesn't excuse the disrespect, because he has not been disrespected by Man United, not even at the least. The guy was celebrated.
If I can just cut in there, because I think you make a very good point, and that he would have won, I guess, most of Man United's fan base's support if he didn't criticize the coach, because everyone is like, everything you're saying, I guess, what fans have said, Glazer out, whatever. You're saying, look, you guys haven't improved the facilities, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure every Man United fan is like, yeah. And then he said he doesn't respect Ten Hag.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, hey. I think that's where he didn't do himself any favors, because Ten Hag, from having a look at social media, and you as a Man United fan and how you feel about him, there's a very positive feeling towards him, right? Like fans are now buying into Ten Hag, and there's a growing affection, for lack of a better word, for him. So now Ronaldo just comes out after all the things he's done in the last few weeks, walking off the pitch, not playing well. And then he comes out and says, I don't respect this guy. He really, everyone now was like, hey, dude, we're with you, but now it's like, hey, you're on your own. So
it's
yeah.
Sorry to cut you. One thing I'd like to say. For the first time in my life, I can literally say I respect Man United fans. You know how they always go with popular beliefs or decisions. This time around, Man United fans were saying, no, Ronaldo. No one is bigger than the club. I respect that.
Yeah.
When fans can uniformly agree that no, you don't say that. Yes, you're the greatest player of all time, arguably, but no, we don't do that.
Dude, you see, that triggered me. That, like what you said, was, I have no respect for the coach. I don't respect someone who doesn't respect me. Fam, the coach has made you a captain after suspending you. The coach has tried to, if he thinks it's disrespect, right? as a player in his wane, yeah, we can all see like Ronaldo is not the same anymore. He's been trying so much to protect him. At the start of the season, he said, "I'm relying on Ronaldo. Ronaldo is gonna be a very important." They were like, "Do you need a striker?" No, I can count on Ronaldo. He's my main striker from the
Yeah.
get. Like okay, sure, if he doesn't respect him in the training and then says something else in the media, I'm like, yeah, I can say a lot of things, but surely the actions of him, putting him okay. The one moment against Tottenham when he said he must come on near the end as a substitute, is that like total disrespect to him after being when he scored his 700th goal after Man United created like a lot of fans, big a big buzz about that, and he just chooses that one moment to say that he doesn't respect someone who doesn't respect him. But yeah, with that being said, I am leaning more to what Kamsa said around like the personal turmoil, that has gone through him. That's the only explanation that I can actually, in a justifiable way say, and now this can be a reason for that reaction. That's the compassionate side that we, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think I forgot, I think many videos ago, we actually discussed this rather briefly. And we're saying that, well, I said that I think Ronaldo's just going through a midlife crisis. No, an existential crisis, right? Because, and like, I think this is probably also just like another sign of it, right? Because it's like the 7 stages of grief. So I guess there's like a dichotomy of it. The one side is the grief for his child who unfortunately passed away, whatever. And then the other side is, I guess, the mourning of, in my opinion, his career in a way. Like, I think he's coming to terms with the fact that his body is deteriorating and like his career is, very close to being over. So I think it's just that him, as you said, he's kind of processing that thing and he's processing it in the worst way possible. And this is when like, and not to go too far off of football, but like this is where now the people around you become so important, right? Because then you need the correct people around you for you, to just be in your corner and to be there for you and to advise you. And yeah, I'm not to say the people around them have failed him, because look, a man or any person is just going to do whatever they want to do at the end of the day, and that's fine. But I really wonder how many people on his side were like, yo, dude, this is probably not a good idea. I wonder if he even told anyone that, yo, I want to do this. I wonder if his agent, I mean, his agent is like the biggest bad guy in the world. He could have gotten his agent to be like, yo, dude, take this bullet for me. Go and do this interview. Go say this and that and that and that and that. If it backfires, I'll just turn around and say, I don't know who said this guy must go. And you know what I mean? But you're like, nah, I'm going myself. I'm going to go talk and say all of these things, so it's like, it's very weird. Like, and that's why I think it's like, as Gams was saying, it's like a psychological thing. Like, it's like 7 stages of grief. It's just like, yo, like, my career is coming to an end and like, I don't know what to do. Like, he's losing his mind in a way. It's quite sad to like witness, he's really going outside. I can't say I'm enjoying it. It's not a good look.
You mentioned something, I think we also, because this is a Ronaldo topic now. I'm in it, I'm invested now. Anyway, you mentioned people around him should play a role, right, in helping him. How funny is it that Piers Morgan is Ronaldo's friend? And they've been friends for a long time. And apparently good friends, not just like, hey, you're just my friend. So what do you think is really happening here? If Piers Morgan knows this is a bad idea, why would he still allow it?
And who does not to be controversial or just bringing a different point. Who does Piers Morgan support?
Arsenal. Wait, where you going with this?
Like, it's not in his best interest not to do this interview. Like, first of all, he's exploiting the situation, and he's clout chasing. Like, with what happened with Kanye West's interview, he's on an upward spiral, of clout. This definitely adds to his clout. He's exploiting the relationship he has, and he claims that Ronaldo is the one that asked for the interview to take place. And Ronaldo said at the start of the season, I'll tell my side of the story. At the start of the season, that's what he said. Right. So surely Piers Morgan was like, okay, I'll give you a chance, and this definitely has, a marketing, side to it. Why wait with the last game? And apparently he was told he's not gonna play in the Aston Villa game. Then they said he went to the medical department and told them that he's not feeling well. Right? And then what happened that the day before the Fulham game, apparently he went again and said, I'm not feeling well. And the reports for him missing the match on Sunday is that he's not feeling well. And so allegedly the interview was done on Friday, the day after the Fulham match, and a day before he's meant to go and join the Portuguese squad. So everything, like, to your point, there's motivating factors. You can see Ronaldo surrounded by yes men in his camp. Rio Ferdinand, Roy Keane, Petrus Evra, all of them, when he walked away from the Tottenham match, were defending like he's the biggest player, he must be treated differently. No one really criticized in his circle. No one criticizes. Everyone, the only people that criticize him are, ex players from other teams. When Gary Neville does it, he ignores blue ticks. There was a joke that if Ferdinand has to say anything bad, he's gonna block him on WhatsApp. So,
well, Wayne Rooney criticizes him.
What did he say about Rooney? He says he looks better than.
Oh, you didn't hear the Wayne Rooney comment?
Yeah, he says he looks better than Wayne Rooney now. So, yeah.
Dude, Rooney's younger than Ronaldo, right?
Yeah.
If I recall. Yeah. Which is a wild thing. So, just to wrap up the Ronaldo thing, where do you, like, what do you guys think happens next after this? Like, where do you think he goes from here? Does he leave? Do you think the relationship can be mended? I want to hear your thoughts.
Can I say something? It's funny that after this interview, Piers Morgan has suggested Arsenal needs a striker. And there's reports now Ronaldo is ready to move to Arsenal. I'm just saying, that is suspicious for me. Then a second possibility, I heard he purchased property in Portugal, the most expensive property in that city, whichever town, whatever town he purchased it. And apparently it's not like a holiday spot. It's a spot that you live in. So I'm trying to think this guy's just trying to get himself out of this contract at Man United so that he actually has a free transfer after the World Cup and he goes to Portugal. Because George Mendes, his agent, tried to negotiate a deal with PSG, but PSG don't want Ronaldo. Bayern Munich don't want Ronaldo. Real Madrid don't want Ronaldo back. Nobody wants Ronaldo. And this surely
Chelsea wants him, maybe.
Final nail in the coffin. Yeah, Chelsea also wanted him. But this interview was the final nail in the coffin. So I see this oak moving back to Sporting Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon will take a Ronaldo that's free. And he probably won't demand a salary. He's rich. But there's also a possibility he might move to Arsenal. or any other English team except Man City.
Forget it.
Nah.
All I know,
Arteta didn't want to deal with Aubameyang and Ozil. CR7 is going to, yes, says Ronaldo's going to stress the fuck out of Arteta. Arteta won't want that problem. No chance.
like,
He must go to Saudi Arabia and eat that oil money. They're offering him 300 million US over 2 seasons. Over 2 seasons. So
that's a lot.
yeah, let him go get that money back. Say, be a billionaire. But hey, I must say it's disappointing. I admire the guy. I'm really, a big fan of his. Unfortunate, after all this dies down, I'll still, regard him as a legend. That opinion won't change.
That's the thing about human beings. Like, someone that you don't know personally, you can't like have any kind of reverence for who they are as people, right? You just admire their talents, right? Music, you admire Kanye West also going crazy. You just like Kanye West because of his music. You like Ronaldo because of his football. How they are as people, like, honestly, I think is something that you must never just invest your energy into. So yeah, I'm just, I guess, to ask you in passing very quickly before we wrap up, 6 days to the World Cup, how are you guys feeling?
I think we need to do another link. We out now.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, the time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's okay, guys. We'll, I guess, follow up with another video sometime this week. Thanks for the chat, gents. See you soon.
Thanks. Have a good one.